Thing is targeting. Notice that in the original new code patterns, the four-step change pattern for new code, the targeting was done by identifying a context, not an objective, not an intention, not a particular change of behavior. It was a context. And that is, I think, a fascinating way to do the targeting and the decisions about what changes to make. Because on the one hand, it allows a participation by both conscious and unconscious processes in selecting the context. It avoids imposing conscious ideas on the unconscious's ability to select new behaviors, new states, and new ways of approaching whatever it is that's going on in this context. It's got a nice balance between those two. And if there's one thing that I have discovered in the decades that I've been in this game, it's finding that relationship between conscious and unconscious, where each of them recognizes and respects the competencies and the rights of the other is the key to succeeding in whatever you're doing in your life. Whether it's in a sports context, whether it's in a relationship, whether it's within a family, whether it's within a couple, whether it's in the person themselves. The balance and the ability to communicate and coordinate between conscious and unconscious process is the key to making the game as beautiful as you wish to make it. Okay, so we have this, the signals involuntary. We have the targeting, and as I just described, the first set of new code patterns is the targeting is done by context, period. In this one, we're going to actually invite, as we did Elizabeth Ann in the demonstration she offered us, a verbal representation, at least partial. Notice we didn't go into detail. There was not a lot of detail in what she did. And as a matter of fact, she could state that she wanted a change which removed a set of undesirable body sensations, which apparently were triggered every time she sat down to the activity of writing, whether it was a typewriter or longhand. And I suspect that other ways, I suspect the same thing would happen if she did a recording as a preliminary for part of the writing that she's doing. So we knew what she didn't want. Notice, and this is important. What did she want? It was not obvious to her consciously, and the unconscious had not decided on what it was willing to trade. Somehow, and I think it was largely an unconscious movement, she came up with the idea of trading, provoked by certain things that I did, but nevertheless, it was her idea to change a style that she has of being non-confrontational to being confrontational in exchange for the removal of these body sensations, which she found undesirable and uncomfortable. And there you go. The rest of it you watched and listened to, and you know as much about it as I do. Notice that after we had done that, the implication was this suggestion came out of the archives. I didn't make that explicit.